morning, everyone. As you guys heard by the title, I traded in my Indian Scout 60 for this Street Glide 107, and some of you want to know the biggest differences between the bikes. Besides the obvious, weight difference, torque, and horsepower, the biggest difference is when I would ride my Indian Scout and I would get home from a ride, I would feel satisfied. But when it comes to my 107, when I get home from a ride, I am not satisfied. I want more. On my 107, I just want to keep riding. I want to ride all day, all night. Just last night I went for a ride around 7 p.m. I got home for about an hour, and I said, you know what? It wasn't enough. I want to ride more. And I went for another ride. So the biggest difference is I'm having more fun on my Street Glide. It is heavier, but it's okay. I feel a lot more comfortable, and I can ride with my wife very comfortably. Next question. Everyone wants to know, and they keep asking me, which bike is faster? And to be honest, I can't tell you that because I didn't compare them head to head. I know the Indian Scout felt lighter, and you wouldn't feel that power come into the higher RPMs after the 5,000 RPMs. And on the Street Glide, on the 107, you feel all that power at the bottom low, which is cool which is good for town cruising and highway riding. The Indian Scout felt more like it was meant to be driven fast and aggressively. That being said, I didn't feel much fun in the lower RPMs. I felt like I would always have to be driving in the higher RPMs on my Scout to feel fun. On my 107, I feel fun all over the place in the RPMs. I did do a stage 2 on my 107. It was done by Mickey Cohan. If you guys aren't unfamiliar with Mickey Cohan, he's a very well-known tuner in California. One of the best, actually. And this bumped my 107 from 88 horsepower to 110 horsepower, from 95 foot-pounds of torque to 107. And my 107 now feels faster than my Indian Scout. Right now I'm in 5th gear. I'm going about 90 miles per hour, and I can't tell I'm going 90. It doesn't feel like I'm going 90. Before my stage 2, I still couldn't feel it, but it just feels a lot better. But back to my comparison with the Indian Scout and the 107, it's literally comparing apples to oranges because it's two different bikes. One of my biggest fears when I traded in my Indian Scout was that I was going to feel regret trading in my Indian Scout, and it's been about 3 months and I have no regrets. I'm really happy with the choice I did, and even if I would have kept my Scout, I don't know if I would be riding it because it was sitting in my garage for maybe a year. I kind of stopped riding because I lost that passion for riding. It wasn't as fun anymore. But now with this 107, I feel like my passion has reignited. It's just, everyone says that a touring bike is the way to go, and it's such a big difference from a regular cruiser. And I didn't understand why, and now I do. I'm only speaking for myself. I don't know what you prefer. Everyone's different. You know, everyone's height is different, so you might feel different on different bikes. But for this situation, I'm really happy with my choice for switching over to Harley. Not because it's a Harley. I don't really care about Harley, Indian. I'm not a diehard fan of either. I like both motorcycles. I just like riding what makes me feel good, and this is what makes me feel good. The day I bought this whoa shit, I almost died. The day I bought this whoa shit, I almost died. This is why I shouldn't be riding behind cars. I need to be riding in front of cars so I can see right in front of me. And I couldn't see anything because I was riding right behind that truck. That was dangerous, man. You know what? I got a bunch of traffic and kind of lost my train of thought and where I was going with this, but I don't regret getting the 107 and trading in my Indian Scout. If you're thinking of doing it, like I said, it all depends on you. Not everyone's gonna be happy with their choice. I'm very happy with my choice. And again, you know, my purpose for getting the 107 is to be able to ride with my wife more often. It was very uncomfortable for her to ride on the Scout, even though I got a 2-up seat and a backrest for her. Usually 5-10 minute rides, and I know you can do longer rides and maybe a better seat, but it doesn't compare to having a 107 or actually a touring motorcycle. It doesn't even have to be a Harley. You could go with Indian as well, or BMW. But I'm really happy with my choice, like I said, and I would totally recommend it. It sounds funny when I say totally, huh? Totally. Anyways, I would do the change, especially if you're doing a 2-up riding. Your wife will benefit and she will appreciate it. Not only that, you know, when there's good weather, my wife always asks me, are we going for a ride? And before I would have to ask her if she wanted to go for a ride. And I did get her the tour pack. I don't have it on me, but she's really comfortable with it. So once again, if you're gonna do the switch, it's up to you. I enjoy my switch. Let me know what you guys are thinking and what you guys want to do. And if you guys want more, you guys have more questions, just subscribe, like, and ask me the questions in the comments. I'll be more than happy to make a video personalized to your questions. Thank you for watching.